All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for our June Workspace for Education Partner Briefing. For those of you who may be joining us for the first time, I'm Peter Logley. I'm based here in our Chicago office, and I lead our Workspace for Education channel in North America. As always, we really appreciate your time. We know how valuable it is, and we're going to go ahead and just jump right into things as we've got, as always, a robust agenda to get through. As always, if you have any questions along the way, please do feel free to submit them in the chat box just below the screen, where we've got a team of specialists who will attempt to answer them in real time, and we'll jump back in at the end with the whole team for a live Q&A of as many questions as time allows us to get through. But like I said, in the meantime, pop your comments, questions in the box below. All right. So just to get things started, our perpetual reminder that everything shared here is confidential and proprietary and shared with you under your non-disclosure agreement. So please do keep updates and new information within this group. Quick agenda for today. As always, we've got a few announcements to kick things off. I promise a very small number of announcements today relative to a few of our previous briefings. From there, I'm going to pass the baton over to James, who's going to run through scheduled renewals for SKU transitions as the year goes on. He will then pass the baton to Hannah. We'll talk a little bit about Partner Marketing Studio, and then we'll jump in to some product announcements. And as always, have Q&A saved for the end. All right. So with that said, let's jump right into our announcements. And announcement number one today is probably on something that you all have not heard enough about over the last few years from all of the different partners you work with. We're going to talk for just a few minutes about artificial intelligence and a new AI product that Google announced a couple weeks ago. As I mentioned a minute ago, AI is everywhere right now. It's top of mind for many of us. And at Google, we certainly think of AI as really the third big shift in the history of our company. First was the advent of the internet. Then there was the huge transition to mobile computing. And now there's AI. And to put it simply, really the most profound technology we're working on across every part of the company today. And if we just take stock of where we came from, in terms of AI. Back in 2015, we had DeepMind's AlphaGo. In 2017, we kickstarted with revolutionary large language models. And if you fast forward to, flip to the 2020s, we developed Lambda, the language model for dialogue applications, which allows models to talk about virtually anything. And of course, this year, you have all heard lots of talk about our conversational AI tool, Bard. As we continue to move into 2023 and 2024 and beyond, we are thinking about how we put all of these different products and features into the tools that you use and sell to your customers every day. And that's really, I think, the approach Google is going to take for the foreseeable future is how can we seamlessly incorporate AI capabilities throughout our portfolio of products instead of trying to create flashy standalone tools. And because of our cloud architecture, we believe we can uniquely deliver AI capabilities at scale. Singular code base for web and mobile lets us iterate, refine, and deliver AI experiences without requiring major upgrades or patches. So, just a few examples of where you've already seen this in workspace products. So AI-powered security controls in Gmail. We've gotten to a point where we're blocking more than 99% of spam and phishing messages from ever reaching a user's inbox with artificial intelligence. Many of you are probably already using Smart Reply and Smart Compose in Gmail and Docs, which are saving valuable time with correcting common mistakes like grammar and typos. And of course, specific to our education portfolio, practice sets in Google Classroom is using AI every day to make learning more personal, help educators transform their existing teaching content, and provide more personalized support. So as we enter this new era, our commitment to using this technology with the utmost care and thoughtful experimentation does and will remain core to our philosophy. And you can, of course, see all the other great features that have put AI to test throughout our portfolio over the last several months and years. So what we mentioned a few minutes ago was launched within the last couple weeks is Duet AI for Google Workspace, a powerful new way of working that embeds the power of generative AI across Workspace. And as many of you may have heard, it will be available for Workspace for Education customers later on this year. So goal is, of course, to boost productivity, create powerful new ways of working, and kind of build on what we've already seen with Smart Compose in terms of writing, visualizing, organizing, and connecting in a much more meaningful way than has previously been available. So what is Duet AI for Google Workspace for Education? Well, first off, important to note, later this year, it will be available globally for users 18 years older only. Duet AI for Google Workspace for Education will be an add-on SKU that will help customers, again, write, visualize, organize, and connect. If you haven't seen it, enterprise pricing is set at $30 per user per month. We still have not finalized EDU pricing, but you can see we've started to talk about a limited time 20% discount for EDU customers and are eager to get feedback from you all in our partner community and also customers as well over the next few months to kind of finalize our go-to-market motion for Workspace for Education. Just to quickly touch on some of the specific features that will be available at launch if you haven't seen it yet. So first off, building on the features that have already launched in terms of writing in Gmail. So blank pages for those of us that write email or work in documents can stump even the best of us. And that's why we've embedded Duet AI in Gmail, both on the web and mobile, to help you get started writing. So if you simply type a topic you'd like to write about, a draft will instantly be generated for you, saving time, effort, and of course, once that's generated, incumbent upon all of us as the author to continue to refine, edit, and get more suggestions as needed. And certainly, in our world, we've already started to use this for a variety of different functions, but specifically, when we're sending out mass communications on feature or product updates, Duet AI has been a great starting point to kind of get the meat and bones of those updates drafted out, and then as a team kind of go in and make some tweaks and edits after the fact. So that will probably be the starting point for many of us in terms of starting to use some of the features with Duet AI. We've also embedded Duet AI into Docs, which will help you generate, again, an announcement, a newsletter, a project plan in just seconds. And Duet AI will not only help write the content, it also includes smart chips for information like location, status, and custom variables, which will help you in the flow of projects and keep you in the flow of projects and go from concept to completion even faster with really without ever having to leave that document, which is a really unique way to work. Google Slides, another place where you will see some really new capabilities within the Duet AI ecosystem. So first thing you'll see is this new Gen AI image generation tool that's embedded in Google Slides. And this will create unique and compelling visuals for presentations that previously has been a very manual and time-consuming process. And Duet AI hopefully will allow you to create original images for your slides and presentations just by feeding a few words in there. And you'll see the real power of image generation in your ability to visualize is something that maybe never existed, right? No matter how many Google image pages you scroll through, may not find exactly what you're looking for, and AI will now kind of help you build that on your own with a little assist. And of course, Sheets, another very natural place to embed some AI, which will allow you to organize and act on your data. Again, simply by describing what you're trying to accomplish, Sheets will automatically generate a table to track any project, and just like that, you instantly have that starting point to build that project plan and get things off the ground and running. So, of course, we could spend the next 50 minutes going through these features in greater depth, but really just wanted to start to help to visualize what this looks like. And, of course, another place you're already seeing AI in your everyday experience with Workspace for Education is in Google Meet, where you've probably already noticed the background noise cancellation, especially if you switch from Meet to other platforms. That's one of the things many of us have noticed is, when we switch to another platform for a specific call, some of those noises that haven't been a problem on our 3 previous calls, whether it's a dog barking or somebody typing next to you, all of a sudden is getting through. So as Duet AI launches, we will, via AI, see kind of auto correction of poor microphones, noisy environments, poor network connectivity. Google Meet will be able to restore your original voice by creating and balancing missing or distorted frequencies. And this will also be a huge help to participants who maybe need to dial in via phone as they're on the go, sound just as clear as participants who are sitting in an office conference room joining via the Meet app. Another thing you'll see in Meet is enhanced video powered by Duet AI, which will add details, transform low quality images into studio quality images, so you can look your absolute best. And you will also see, improvement of light quality in low light situations, low quality webcams, and again, even in poor network scenarios. Studio lighting will employ Duet AI to simulate professional lighting in your video feed, so you can be perfectly lit for your class or meeting. And many of us who are on this briefing probably have some recollections of scrambling as presenters to tweak lighting in the moments before a briefing. I know James was doing that just a couple weeks ago. So we are very much looking forward on the partner briefing crew to the launch of some of these new features in the coming weeks. All right, of course, very important to note the huge emphasis we're putting on confidentiality, privacy, and continuing to protect all of our users' data as these new features come out. And like all Workspace for Education tools, Duet AI is private by design. Across Google Workspace for Education, you will not see ads, you will own your data, and you are always in control of it. So just really important that we kind of use that as a starting point for all conversations with customers around this in the coming months. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, we are actively soliciting feedback from end customers. So if customers are asking you about this, probably the best thing we can share with them is the opportunity for them to express interest and express feedback. So you'll see the link there, goo.gle/duet AI-edu-interest, where, like I said, we are very eager to hear from customers how they envision using this, what concerns they have, and how they would envision licensing this within their current environment. So please do pass that along as customers are reaching out. Of course, we also want to hear your pulse. And we are actually going to take a second right now to run through this form. So if you can scan that QR code, or if you can go to goo.gle/gweffi-pulse, you will be taken to our partner pulse check. And let me just switch over there, make sure it's coming through. All right. So once you're on there, you will see first an opportunity to designate your region, which you can pop in right at the top of the form. Once you do that, there are three questions below. First, asking, which of the following Duet AI features is most relevant for your education customers, based on those that we went through this morning. Second, which do you predict will be the most common licensing scenario within your education customer base? And last, what price point per user per month do you think will be the sweet spot to drive purchasing decision with your GWEFI customer base? And there is a fourth box, not a specific question, but just any other thoughts, suggestions, or feedback that you have as we craft the EDU go-to-market approach for this product. So I'm going to go back to the deck for anybody who missed the QR code or the link. And we're actually just going to kind of sit tight for a minute, give you a second to go through and fill that out. We know how difficult it is once the briefing is done to go back and remember to grab that link. So we'll just pause here for one quick second to give you a minute to go through, and if you wouldn't mind answering those handful of questions. So again, goo.gle/Guefi-Pulse. I'm sure it's also in the chat for your ability to access quickly there too, and QR code right there. So we'll just give another couple seconds. We really sincerely appreciate the feedback from you and any customers who would be willing to jump in and fill that out. This is truly uncharted territory, and a lot of discussion that's already happened here and will continue to happen in the coming months about the most thoughtful and effective way for us to bring this to market. All right. So I'm going to jump into announcement number 2, and very, very, very different tone in this one. We are excited to offer the ability to support even greater compliance with any local or national regulatory standards that customers may have through our Archive User SKU. And what Archive User does, for anyone who's not familiar with it, for those of you who sell workspace on the commercial side, you are probably quite familiar with this SKU, but what it will allow customers to do is disable user access to Google Workspace for Education tools, but continue managing user data with premium features like the most common use case here is probably going to be data regions, but we'll continue to give access to a variety of premium tools. This is today a product and use case that we think is really quite targeted in education. Again, going to, I think, require a pretty specific local or national regulatory requirement. So we're not going to go into a ton of detail on this partner briefing, but when we come back in September, we are going to dedicate a significant chunk of time to share the go-to-market strategy, additional use cases, and pricing with you. But if you do have an immediate opportunity or question on this, please do not hesitate to schedule some time with your regional channel lead. We can loop in additional subject matter experts as needed. But what we really just wanted to do today is put it on your radar that this is a SKU that will be launching later this year for Workspace for Education. We believe, at least initially, the scope of the use case will be quite limited to places where really data regions is required to store user data after those users move on from the organization. But we're excited about the additional controls and cost savings that this may offer to a small subset of our user base moving forward. All right. Announcement number 3. This, I think, has long been one of our go-to marketing assets when it was the 30+ ways to use Google Workspace for Education, but we are really excited that it is expanded to the 40+ ways deck in terms of great use cases to demonstrate to your customers in terms of how they use Workspace for Education. And to make this as easy and seamless as possible, the URL is exactly the same. So no need to update any URLs on your side or customer side. Just keep using and sharing. The links will be dropped in the chat if they haven't already been, so you can have it readily on hand. And we are also excited to share that the updated deck is already available in 20 languages, and you can find those in the localized partner drive today and start sharing with customers right when we jump off today. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out yet, please do so. And with that, I am going to pass the baton over to James to do a deep dive into scheduled renewals.
Thank you, Peter. That was a busy announcement section, but thank you. That's just phenomenal. I really appreciate everyone's feedback on the Partner Pulse related to Duet AI. You just know how valuable that is for us and for our product teams as we craft the strategy. So thanks in advance, and thanks to Peter for that great introduction. Well, I'm here to pick up on a topic that we previewed last month in May, and have more information to share about a new feature that's coming and process that's coming to Partner Sales Console and is really tied into the G Suite Enterprise for Education SKU transition, which is called Scheduled Renewals for SKU Transitions. So as you may know, Scheduled Renewals is live today for same SKU renewals. So we're really excited that here in the next couple of weeks, I think we're targeting the second or third week of July, we will roll out and operationalize scheduled renewals for SKU transitions. And again, the most important SKU transition that many of our partners have in the second half of the year is this G Suite Enterprise for Education to Education Plus transition that we know many of you have been working on and you've heard us talk about now for about a year. We do anticipate, again, just to refresh on a couple of the high-level points from last briefing, we do anticipate that about 90% of Giuseppe to Education Plus transitions will use these scheduled renewals. So if you have transitions, G Suite Enterprise for Education transitions, you can expect to use this process. We will be sharing this recording. So if you need to share this with your operational team or a team separately from you who manages Partner Sales Console and does some of the ordering pieces, please do, because it will be really, really important for those transitions that everyone's on the same page with how this is working. We're going to break down that process in detail. The first thing to know is really what Giuseppe transitions or SKU changes will qualify for a scheduled renewal. So the two main things that you need to know is that a Giuseppe transition will qualify for scheduled renewals if the support end dates of the staff and the student licenses in the Giuseppe model are 10 days or less than between 0 and 10 days, essentially, if they're on the same day or they are within 10 days. So for example, a supported scheduled renewal would be as follows over here, where the support end date for the Giuseppe staff license is on October 1st and the Giuseppe student license is on October 4th. Between October 1st and October 4th, less than 10 days, we're good to go for a scheduled renewal. That will qualify for a scheduled renewal process. What is not supported is a scenario like this, where perhaps there was a long delay between the acceptance of the Giuseppe staff and student licenses, and thus quite a large gap between the support end dates. So what is not supported is a situation where, for example, the Giuseppe staff license has a support end date of October 1st, and the Giuseppe student license has a support end date of October 26th. Those situations will not use scheduled renewals, and you can expect as a partner to have the regular renewal SKU transition process, either using the flexible plan and or grace plan to facilitate that SKU transition. So that's the first thing that you need to be aware of, is when you can expect to get a scheduled renewal for these SKU transitions, that 10-day window. And then the other thing to note is that scheduled renewals is really a strategy to help our partners get ahead of this really busy season of G Suite Enterprise for Education transitions. And you can actually initiate a scheduled renewal up to 90 days in advance. So if you have a customer that is renewing, they've committed, you have a purchase order in hand, and it's even outside of that renewal window, the standard 30 days, you can submit an order to us and we will send you the scheduled renewal offer. We can accept those offers. We'll go through the process in a second. And you can rest assured that SKU transition will just take place at the support end date of the respective licenses, the staff licenses and the student licenses. So this is a lot of info. What we wanted to try to do is break down the process step by step by step so that you know what to expect. And again, if you do need to share this recording with others, you'll have it. Couple basics, right? Let's start with the basics. First is the prerequisite of the student enrollment verification letter. Again, with SKU transitions from G Suite Enterprise for Education to Education Plus, we are rebalancing. We're going from paid staff licenses to paid student licenses. And we do need to verify that the customer is purchasing for their full-time student enrollment. So that can be done in one of two ways, either through the tried and true letter that you see here, many of you are familiar with, or partners in the United States can also cross-reference NCES. We detailed this in last month's partner briefing. And if there is basically the new purchase is at about 95% or greater than the NCES enrollment, then you can use the NCES guidance as well. And speak to myself or Peter if you need any assistance or have questions on that front. Once you get through the prerequisite, of course, we're headed off to do the order form. So that's the first step with all scheduled renewals. Again, you'll probably want to know if your subscription will qualify for a scheduled renewal or not. You'll go to the order form. Order form is going to look exactly the same. So you'll fill out the order form for exactly the type of Education Plus subscription that you need, indicating, of course, that the customer is coming from G Suite Enterprise for Education, and it is a SKU transition. In that order form, you'll complete it, and the PPS team will see all those details, and they will also check against the 90-day and 5-day window for scheduled renewals, and look at both license types, the staff and the student license type, and make sure that they're 10 days or less, within one another. What they will then do is they will send an offer for the paid plus Education Plus student licenses. The offers come one at a time. So they'll send you the paid Education Plus student licenses. So that is the scheduled renewal from the Giuseppe student licenses, free, to Plus licenses paid. They'll send you an email. You'll see a proposal, as you can kind of see in the screenshot here, in your console. You'll click it and you'll accept it. Then, really critical, is you need to reply back to the PPS team and say, hey, we've accepted it. Can we get the free staff licenses? And this is also very, very critical, because you don't want your customers to have one subscription on Plus and one subscription on Giuseppe. You have to email PPS back and say, hey, can you please send over the staff offer? So one extra step there. It's really critical, though, that you do reply back to all the PPS emails. PPS will then do the ratio calculation in Education Plus and send over the free staff licenses. So that'll be a scheduled renewal from paid Giuseppe staff license to free Plus staff license. You'll accept that proposal. Of course, email the PPS team back, let them know you've done so. We'll close the case. If you don't, we'll keep bothering you and make sure that you have accepted that offer. And then you're ready to go. You are all set. There's no need to time the acceptance of an offer to a new support end date. That's it. When the support end dates tick over for both the student and the staff licenses, the SKU transition will take place seamlessly. So it is a little bit of an extra step in terms of the back and forth between PPS, but then the work is done and the renewal is scheduled. And you don't have to worry about it until the time passes. It's worth noting that once you've accepted the scheduled renewal offer, you can see and validate the status of that subscription in Partner Sales Console. So if you click into the account in Partner Sales Console and look at the renewal behavior, you'll see a little check mark and a renewal, the text here where it says renewal, switch to renewal offer. And it will actually show you here the exact SKU that the new offer that will take place. So in this case, it's the Workspace for Education Plus staff licenses. So you can check that at any point in time, and I would highly, highly recommend doing your diligence and making sure that both the staff and the student licenses have scheduled renewals in place, just to make sure that everything is sorted for those subscriptions. So I wanted to highlight kind of the 5 key points that you need to make sure your operational teams are across as you enter into this really busy period for Giuseppe transitions. Number 1 is know what to expect. So understand for every order that you're placing, if you're going to probably be getting a scheduled renewal offer, or if that order will use our current SKU conversion processes of changing the subscription to Flex and Grace, and then timing the acceptance of the offer. So again, you'll get a scheduled renewal if you're between 90 and 5 days of the support end date. And number 2, your Giuseppe licenses, staff and student licenses, have support end dates within 10 days of one another. So those are the first 2 qualifications that you should be aware of and just expect whether you're going to get a scheduled renewal or not. Number 3, super important to accept the paid plus student offer, and then indicate to PPS that you need the staff licenses and accept the paid or the free staff, the free plus staff licenses. Final point, number 5, is this is really a process that is designed to help everyone get ahead of the real crunch that we have in September, October, and November. And it's worth noting that scheduled renewal offers that are not yet accepted will expire 24 hours before the support end date. So on the day before the support end date, if you have completely neglected PPS's emails, you haven't paid attention, that offer will expire. And there's a chance that there will be additional operational issues that can happen afterwards, and also the failure to accept that offer may incur billing. So please make sure that your operational team is on top of this process, is replying to PPS's emails, that you have a backup plan in case the person managing your partner sales console goes out of office or there's a holiday, and do not wait until the last minute to accept these scheduled renewal offers. So again, really great to have this new process in place. It'll allow you to get ahead of your renewal cycle and the crunch of the Giuseppe transitions. And as always, looking for your feedback and eager to know how we can continue to improve these processes for you. So with that, I'm going to transition from all things process to all things marketing and bring in my colleague Hannah. Hannah's got some updates on Partner Marketing Studio for us.
Amazing. Thanks, James. Good morning, everyone. So it's great to see you. Today, I wanted to do a quick overview of the Education Partner Marketing Studio. And then my colleague Jeff will wrap us up with a pre-briefing of some of the exciting product announcements that will go public next week. So for those of you who are active Google Cloud partners on the enterprise side, you're likely very, very familiar with this tool. But if you're just now hearing about it, no worries. I'm here just to share a little bit more information about what it is and how you can use it. Ultimately, I like to describe it as just your one-stop shop for all things Google for Education marketing campaigns. It's essentially just a lightweight marketing automation platform through which your company can send emails, publish landing pages, and even deploy paid media using assets that Google, my team, has already pre-made for you. And of course, we know you want to put your own spin on it. So once you set up and get your profile ready, you can easily customize it with your logo and other value-added services that you offer. But we really do that heavy lifting for you in terms of creative development so that it's easy for you to elevate your brand alongside ours. So it's currently available to all of our Google for Education partners. So if you're on this call, great news, you can use it and it's entirely free, my favorite price. So that's exciting. It's live today in English, Japanese, Latin Spanish, and Brazilian Portuguese. And then there are more languages like Italian for our European friends who may be on this call right now that will be rolling out later this quarter. So that is an overview of what it is. This is just a snapshot of what the studio environment actually looks like, and I will demo it really quickly so you can just kind of get a good sense of orientation. If you want to follow along, you can actually access the studio on Partner Advantage under the marketing section, but we will drop a short link. It's also here on the screen, goo.gle/edu marketing studio. Those are case sensitive, so make sure you put those in. And it might take a second for the platform to verify you as a partner, but anyone who has access to Partner Advantage has access to the studio as well. And if you don't or run into any issues, you can send me a note separately after this briefing and we'll get you up and running. But hopefully this gives you a good sense of orientation. So let's dive right into the demo. Let's see. Okay, great. So this is what it looks like. Okay, you can see it. Great. So once you go to that link, this login page is what you should see. You want to use your work Google or Outlook account, or if you don't have either, you can get a one-time magic link and it'll help you log in. You want to be sure to click the terms and conditions right here. And then after logging in, you will arrive, ta-da, at the studio homepage. So in terms of how it works, there are 3 simple steps. You really just want to set up your profile, customize and send your campaign, and then you can manage your leads. So I'll run through that really quickly. To begin, if you want to set up your account profile, let me click on that. It'll take you to this page. You can add all of your company information like your logo, your name, contact information. And this first step is super, super important since it'll automatically be incorporated into the marketing assets you deploy. So it'll really save you time. After you complete your profile, let's go back. Your next step is to review and execute a campaign. So let's, you'll see here, this is the North American page because I'm based in Los Angeles, but our European friends, you'll have campaigns that are based for your region. A lot of it is very similar. But what you want to do is click send your campaign. And you can see here, and by the way, you can also access this campaign library from the homepage like I just did, but also from the top navigation here under campaign library. But in this example, you'll see we have Google Workspace campaigns right here. We also have Chromebook campaigns, if that is also something that you work with. Just so there's a variety of stuff. We have 3 campaigns up live now, and we'll just continue to add new ones throughout the year. So let's go into this example. Let's use the new Google Workspace for Education upsell campaign. Here we go. And this is an overview of what this campaign is all about. And you can see here, we have top of funnel assets like landing page, web banner, excuse me, and social media posts. We also have middle of funnel, like email nurture templates, as well as bottom of funnel things like call script marketing materials. And this really mirrors that buyer journey you'd have to set up in order to drive awareness across prospects and then nurture and convert them into sales appointments. So this entire sequence is set up for you to execute from the studio through this activate button. But of course, we also allow you to download individual assets and execute them on your own if you want. And then lastly, say you deployed this amazing campaign, it looks like your brand, you're really excited, and you want to manage and see how it's doing. So lastly, what you want to do in the top level navigation, you'll see contacts and reporting. You want to use this menu to do a variety of things. You can import and manage your contacts under contact list, as well as put them in different groups if you want. You can see aggregate level reports that can help you understand how your activities are performing right here. And really just be able to keep a pulse on how your campaigns are doing. So that's it. That's a very, very short and sweet demo. And if at any point, you need help or have a question regarding the platform, you can access step-by-step instructions under this Get Help tab. We have a great demo video, step-by-step FAQs. And at the very, very bottom, if you have any issues, you can reach out to our support team at support@structuredweb.com. They are the platform through which we partner with to provide you this awesome capability. And of course, you all have my email address and we can get you set up if you run into any issues. So thank you guys. Hope you can take some time to really go through this tool, dig around, explore. We'll constantly be adding new campaign content and let you know when we do through our partner newsletter. So hopefully it helps your company out. Okay, short and sweet. So I will now pass it over to the exciting product announcement news. Give it over to Jeff.
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much, Hannah. Good to be with you all. My name is Jeff. I'm a solutions engineer with Google for Education. So let's jump into some very exciting product announcements that we'll be making next week. So every year before key educational trade shows like BET and ISTE, we announce new product updates based on feedback from teachers and education leaders. So ahead of ISTE this year, which is next week in the US, we're excited to share updates on a number of Google Workspace for Education tools, including Classroom, Gmail, Docs, Slides, and Meet. This slide is a great summary of all the features we'll be announcing publicly across our 3 pillars of personal learning, safer learning, and more collaborative/accessible learning. So we'll share this slide with you after the presentation, but what I'm going to do today is demo just a few of the top premium features so that you too can incorporate them into your sales motions. So let's start with interactive questions with YouTube videos. So we're excited to announce this new feature in Google Classroom that will continue to motivate, engage, and empower students with interactive video activities. So when assigning a video lesson in Classroom, teachers will be able to add questions to a YouTube video. They can create their own questions, or they can actually select and edit questions that are auto-generated with AI based on the video captions. Once the questions have been added to the video, they can then assign it to students all within Classroom. So just some details on this. There's a beta coming soon in 5 languages initially. So English, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, and Malay. There's a global launch that is scheduled for later this year. You can visit the short link listed here, goo.gle/interactive-questions-beta. And then this feature is available specifically in the Teaching and Learning Upgrade and in Education Plus. So again, with this feature, teachers can support active and meaningful learning and empower students to check for understanding at their own pace. So basically, as the video plays, and we're going to see this in just a second, students will get a pop-up, and then just like with practice sets, they'll get real-time feedback and have the opportunity to re-watch the video as needed. And teachers will see an overview of their students' progress as well as insights, such as which questions the student struggled with to aid in their instructional approach. So let's just check out a quick live demo of what this looks like. So what I did was I found one of our great videos hosted by our colleague Morgan, an EDU in 90 all about workspace. And I just pulled the YouTube link here. And then I went into my classroom, and I've already created a few, but just to show you how we create this, it's very simple. The assignment workflow, just like normal. And down here, you'll see I've got the ability to attach YouTube. And so I click on that. I'm just going to grab the URL from here. I put in this URL, press enter. It's going to show me kind of the preview, the metadata from the video. I can then click this blue button to add questions. And then once I do that, it's going to bring up this video here. I can add some instructional text if I'd like. I can actually clip the video or crop the video if I don't want to show all of it. And then I can add questions, and I have the ability right now to do multiple choice and open-ended. At the moment, I can only add in my own questions. We don't yet have the ability to show you the AI-generated ones. But here you can see I can add a particular question. I then can add multiple options here. I can select which one is correct. I can then select the event time where this should take place. And I can add as many of these as I want. And then at this event time, let's say 10 seconds into the video is going to pause. It'll allow the student to answer the question. They'll get the real-time feedback, and then they'll go on and keep watching the video. And then on the flip side, once the assignments are turned in, the teachers will get these insights, right? So you can see this was one where a student already submitted the assignment. I added a very basic question, and Luna here was able to answer it correctly. And you can see, obviously, you'll have all of your students here on the left. You'll be able to see all of the questions that they answered. Just to show you kind of very quickly what this looks like from a student's point of view. If I click on this, it's going to open up the video, and then it's going to play. You'll see I've got the questions already here. You can kind of see when they're going to come. So the first question is at 12 seconds in, and you can see right there, it put in the question. You know, if I select the wrong answer, there we go. It's going to tell me right away, right? And so I can try again. I got the answer correct, and then I can continue, and I can continue watching the video. So that is just a quick preview of interactive questions with YouTube videos. Let's move on to our next feature. So this is a really great feature. Basically, Classroom Visit a Class, as we're now calling it. We might have talked about it in the past as Class Visit. Provides designated education leaders and staff with temporary class access to search and access Google Classroom classes by teacher or student, to provide support for teachers, post announcements, ensure compliance with school standards, assign substitute teachers, and more, all without the need to be added as a co-teacher. So this was a long-standing feature request from many of our customers, from many of our partners as well. So visitors are also able to notify the teacher with the reason for their visit to drive transparency and collaboration. This feature is now launched. It's available globally. Just a couple of details, I'm going to show you this in a second, but workspace admins first have to enable this feature for designated users or groups. So this has to be enabled by admins. And then within the admin console, workspace admins must select which individuals or groups within the organization have access to this feature, and then they can scope that by organizational unit. So they can give a particular education leader access to classrooms just within one OU, for example. And then I'll just kind of quickly show you what this looks like live. So real quick, what we did here, just to show you in Demo Workspace, we created a group class visit so we could add folks to this group. And this is going to be basically a security group allowing us to add these permissions for folks. And this can be a dynamic group, right? However you want to set up this group is okay. Then within the role admins, so in the delegated admin section, we've created a custom role. This is what we suggest. So we've created a custom admin role for class visit. We've added the group as part of that custom role. And then we've assigned it the particular permission that is needed, which you'll see here is Classroom Manage Classes. And apologies if this is a little bit small. So there's just one permission that you need to be able to access this. So from there, once I'm in Classroom and I have access to this feature, I'm going to have this box here that says Visit a Class. And when I click on it, it's going to show me this interstitial here. I can click Visit a Class. It's going to open this in a new page. And then I can search by teacher or student name or by email address. And I've already searched for our friend Hagrid and Hagrid's classes. And here's what I see. So I can see all of Hagrid's classes that they're teaching. And so let's say I wanted to check in on magical theory, one of my favorite classes. I can click on it here. And it's going to bring up this box, right? So again, for transparency reasons, why am I visiting? I can always specify a custom message, but I'm just going to say conduct an informal observation and click Visit Class. And then once I do that, it's going to take me into the class. And here you see I now have access to this class. I've got the stream. I've got the classwork page. I have access to all of the students and the teachers. If I need to add a substitute teacher, for example, I can do that. If I need to add some students, I can do that. And I have access to the grades as well. So this gives me access. And you can see down here, if you can see this box, it's showing that this visit will last for 2 hours. And I can make edits during this time. So it's a temporary visit. I have the 2 hours to do what I need to do, to observe, to make changes, etc. And then from there, I will be kicked out. And then I can always, visit the class again or start a new session if I need to. So that is Visit a Class. And again, that is available today out in GA. And that is a premium feature as well. So our final feature is Read Along. So Read Along helps K-5 educators support students in developing independent literary skills while having fun with Dia, their in-app reading buddy. So educators can now assign reading activities based on Lexile level or grade level to support differentiated learning and see auto-generated insights. Using Read Along provides educators insights into student fluency, speed, areas where they struggle, and the ability to monitor and measure student progress over time. So just some details here. We've got an early access in the US only for now. This is going to be available in the Teaching and Learning Upgrade and Education Plus. We're going to first launch the classroom integration in the US in English. And then you can visit the short link here to express interest, goo.gle/readalong-classroom. Just some additional details. I'll show this real quick as well. So educators can personalize the experience for each learner by recommending the right difficulty level of stories and games based on their reading level performance. Dia, the character in Read Along, then listens to them read aloud, offers support when they struggle, and leverages gamification to reward them with stars and badges when they do well. Plus, she inspires confidence and a love of reading in a student-friendly environment. Students receive instantaneous encouragement when Dia detects learners are struggling and approval when they read correctly. And students can get help by tapping on any word to hear it pronounced. Additionally, non-native speakers can tap for help, and Dia gives the meaning of a word or sentence explained in their own language. So this is really cool and very fun. So just a quick demo of how this works. It is an additional service here. It's got its own on-off switch, so you want to make sure that that is turned on for the folks whom you want to be able to use it. And then within Classroom, again, I'm going to go through the assignment flow, and I'm going to assign a read-along. So I've already done a couple here, but you can see here another thing, just like YouTube, just like practice sets, I can select read along. And it's going to open up this new window. It takes just a second to load. It kind of gives me an overview here, and then it's going to allow me to search for these stories. So on the side panel here, I can select by Lexile level. I can also target by a grade level. So for example, if I start with kindergarten and maybe I want to select who was Marie Curie, I can click on that. It's going to load the story. It gives me some information. I can try a student view. I won't do that now, but you can basically click on this and it's going to show you what it would look like for a student. I can also click this green button to go through and read the story. If I then attach the story, it's going to attach it back to the assignment just like anything else. I can then assign this. Just to quickly kind of show you the back end, there's a lot of information here. We don't have time to kind of go through every bit, but I did, Luna again kind of went through one of the stories and she did pretty well. And you can see here, we've got the assignment. We'll have all of our students. She was able to get a 90% out of 100. With a particular Sing to Me. You can see here, it's going to show me the words she read correctly, the words where there was some in-app help, words read incorrectly. It's going to show me where she needs some practice. I'm going to see there were some questions that were asked of Luna during the reading of the story to help with comprehension. So I can see here which questions she got right and which questions she needs some work with. And overall, I can click on this progress and I can kind of see an overview of progress in terms of accuracy, comprehension, completion, and speed. So a lot of really cool information for teachers across this work, a lot of really great insights. And so for Luna, basically, I'm just going to show you what this looks like very, very quickly. For her, it's going to open up this read along. It's going to load this story. You see here, we've got Dia. This was, who was Rosa Parks? I don't know if you're able to hear this, but it wants me to basically say Rosa Parks was a woman, and it's going to continue with the story here. And along the way, again, you can see it's giving feedback. It'll give you points when you answer questions correctly. It's got that help when you need it. So it's a really positive and really fun experience. And so again, that was just a sampling of some of the great features that we're going to be announcing next week. So you get a bit of a preview here, and look out for additional information coming to you in a number of different ways when we make those announcements next week. There'll be a lot that you'll be able to look into and share with your customers. And with that, I think we can bring everybody back into the room and take some of your questions.
Jeff, thank you. That was brilliant. Love learning things new about our own product set. So yeah, lots of exciting announcements to come. And do sign up for the betas that have been shared in the question and answer area. So I am just scanning through the questions, and actually don't yet see anything that is unanswered. So go ahead and toss a question our way, whether it be about Duet AI or scheduled renewals or Partner Marketing Studio or any of the amazing features that Jeff has just shared. And we'll be sure to answer that in the time we have remaining, which is 4 minutes until the top of the hour.
Jeff,
and if you're feeling rather uninspired and don't have any questions, which is totally fine, you can go ahead and give us a quick bit of feedback on the partner briefing. We're going to be gathering more feedback again throughout the course of these briefings to just understand how we can continue to improve the information that we present. So you can give us some feedback on the right-hand side of your screen about how satisfied were you with webinar, which areas hit the mark in terms of preparing you to go talk to your education customers and sell, and then what you want to hear more of. So thanks in advance for helping us continually improve these partner briefings.
And we know there are lots of links, lots of really meaty topics here. So of course, the slide deck, the recording will go out today. So you can always share with your colleagues or reference back to them, and they're always on our event webpage under the past session, so you can refer back to them.
No, I have a question for Hannah and Jeff and Peter. What can we expect if you're around at ISTE? I know we've talked about this in prior briefings, but hey, ISTE is next week. It's a big event and conference on the North America tour, so to speak. So what can we expect, Hannah?
Well, if you tuned in last month, we'll start with the fun. There is a great partner mixer. I think it's I forget which hotel. We'll drop it into the slides. But join us there. Come say hello. I unfortunately will not be there, but James, are you going to be there? Jeff? Maybe. Yeah.
There, yes.
So come say hi to us in person. And also, we got a lot of great, exciting activations. We have our teaching theater that will go on. There'll be lots of great presentations, demos by both Googlers as well as some of our app developer partners. So that's exciting. And we'll have some walkthrough activations, very similar to the experience last year, where we were showing practice sets and other key premium feature demos, and really allowing our customers to experience the new features. So look out for that as well.
We also have some extra credit sessions this year that are going to be taking place at the Marriott, which is just across from the convention center and connected via a bridge. And that's going to include a Practice Sets Academy, as well as our Safer Digital Learning sessions, both the foundational and advanced sessions. So if you have customers who are going to be there, who are currently using any of our paid editions and want to make sure that they're getting the most value out of it, or if you have any customers that are on fundamentals and might be interested in some of the great features of the paid editions, please do send them over to those sessions as well.
That's a great one. Thanks, Jeff.
Amazing. Well, we're at the top of the hour, but we did have 2 quick questions that came in. So understand if you have to drop. Thank you for staying on with us as long as you did. We always appreciate it. We will go ahead and touch on both of these questions. So the first one is, will Duet AI be available for EDU customers in the EU as well? Peter, I know you touched on this earlier. I'll toss this over to you. So just in terms of availability for Duet AI.
Yeah, don't have specific timelines on when yet, but we do expect later this year it will be available for all Workspace for Education users who are 18 and above.
Yeah, a note on languages, because of course large language models are, you got to get it right and you got to train it across other languages. It's launching in English, and then we will be working. Of course, our AI teams will be hard at work to ensure that our Gen AI tools will be available across other languages. So stay tuned there. Of course, with a corpus and tools like Google Translate and all of the translation APIs that we have, we hope that our engineers will be able to work some magic there and be able to make these tools available across more languages at pace. So more information to come there as well. So let's see. Is it possible to have full functionality video with these new features? I'm not quite sure. Maybe this goes to the new Duet AI functionality with enhanced Google Meet portrait mode and enhanced audio. So if you're familiar with, of course, Google Meet, you'll know that there are enhanced Google Meet features available in Education Plus, and then of course across the Workspace commercial SKUs, and then some of the Gen AI functionality that's coming via Duet AI builds on those. So it does even more to take grainy images or sub-quality audio and stitch it together using AI to build a really high quality end product, so to speak. So if that's not the answer to the question, Manohar, just go ahead and reply back, and we can have a bit of a dialogue over text on the comment thread there. A question from Chris about ISTE. Can a build partner attend the practice sets extra credit session?
I don't see why not. Yeah, absolutely, and we can make sure to put the link in. We are taking registrations for that, so we'll make sure to put the link into the materials for you, so you can register and send the form to your customers as well.
Wonderful. All right. Well, any final words, team?
I think we're good.
Just appreciate everybody sticking around.
Yeah.
A lot of content.
Very much appreciated. This is one that we stretched all the way to the hour, so appreciate that wholly, and hopefully see some of y'all at ISTE, and if not, we'll connect on the next partner briefing. We are going to take a little bit of a hiatus during some of the summer months, so we'll see y'all back probably end of August, early September for a bit of a back to school briefing, and we will surely have a lot to talk about there. So thanks again, and we'll see you at a later date.
Bye, everyone. Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.